Really?
Wow.
A little gift shop.
What do you used to pay there? Because they have like their own.
That's a great question.
Yeah, I don't know.
Should you exchange when you go in?
Yeah. Right, they're their own account.
I'm sure they do. And I remember saying that, but I don't know.
They just take gold pens, gold pieces, all whatever.
Break off one of your teeth. I'll be working here.
Sorry, I'll go jumping jacks.
These things are about 15 drinks.
Don't go out of order like that.
Do I get that brownie? Hey, I'm getting that brownie.
What kind of brownies do you guys talk?
Dude, you don't get the brownies? You get the brownies? I'll take bread.
You two are like apple bowls.
Rennie get
It wasn't from
No, it was from out here.
From Durban.
Game on. Slam it.
I'd like to call this meeting to order. It is the mission of Montague Area Public Schools to educate and inspire all students to become motivated, articulate, productive, and successful citizens for today, tomorrow, and forever. Let's begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we'll do roll call. Mr. Regatta.
Here.
Mr. Johnson.
Here.
Mrs. Francis.
Here.
Mrs. Dahl. Here. Mr. Weishausen.
Here.
Mr. Smith.
Here.
Mrs. Neubauer. Here. Next on the agenda, we have the option to appoint Secretary Pro Tem Stacy Brown. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Support.
Moved by Tom, support by Scott. All those in favor?
Yes.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Next is the approval of the agenda. You have the agenda before you. Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved. Support.
Moved by Tom, second by Scott. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Yes.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Now is the public comment portion of the meeting. Public comments will be accepted at this time. Each statement shall be limited to 5 minutes duration. Participants shall direct all comments to the board and not to staff or other participants. The board welcomes public comment but does not respond to citizens' concerns at its meetings. At the citizen's request and board's direction, the superintendent or designee will respond in a timely manner. This meeting is a meeting of the Board of Education in public for the purpose of conducting the school district's business and is not to be considered a public community meeting. We didn't have anybody sign up out there, but would anybody like to speak at this time? Okay, moving on. Next on the agenda is the election of officers, and I would need a motion for someone to decide who will be elected as our officers for this calendar year.
Okay. Want me to do it?
You do it, so you
Okay.
take the honor. You go.
Let me go. I would move to elect Brent Rath as president, Tom Johnson as vice president, Cindy Francis as secretary, and Amanda Dow as treasurer.
Support.
Okay, moved by Cindy, support by Scott. Any discussion?
Obviously, this is the same as this past year. Is there anyone against being nominated with her?
Okay, all those in favor?
Yes.
Any opposed? Motion carries, and we'll let Brent carry on the rest of the meeting.
Back to me. You were doing such a great job. I was like, all right, item notes. Yeah, it was. Item 8, adoption of meeting schedule. Suggested motion to adopt the following dates for regularly scheduled school board meetings for the 2024 calendar year. We have a list of dates under there, so we need a motion for that. So moved by Tom, support by Scott. Discussion?
So this is the second Monday of the month. It is the equivalent to this past year that we had. Just carried over to the upcoming year, 2024.
Any additional discussion? All those in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item 9 is adoption of the bylaws. The suggested motion is to adopt the current bylaws for the 2024 calendar year with the right to review and revise other bylaws. Moved by Scott, support by Tom. Discussion.
These are our current bylaws, and we're just looking to carry them over, continue to move them into the year of 2024.
Okay, any additional discussion? All those in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item 10, appoint key board member for MASB and MAISD liaison. The suggested motion would be to appoint whoever we decide as key board member for MASB and MAISD liaison. So we need a motion for that. I think I am.
So currently, it is Brent as the MSP and Cindy as the
I
MAIS.
move to appoint Brent.
And Cindy, support.
Okay, so keep it the same?
Yes.
Okay. So do we need a different, do we need to state that differently?
So, yeah, let's say the.
Okay, I move to support, I move to appoint Brent as the key member and Cindy as the alternate.
There you go. Okay.
It's not.
No.
It's MASD and MAIS.
That's right. So you would want to
Two
appoint
separate.
Brent, MASB, and Cindy. It's
So
not
I just
written.
be motioning one because there's only one person. There's not two.
There's two different roles.
There's two different
roles,
roles.
but the way it's worded.
I know.
The
The
motion is
suggested
on.
motion is not correct.
Yeah, that's why I want to make sure.
That's fine, what I said.
So we probably should have a motion to appoint me as the MASB keyboard member and Cindy as the MAISD liaison. Sure. Okay, so I'll make that motion, and then Joel Strauss. We'll get through this, guys. Discussion.
So those were the representatives from last year. I would, not that we need one, but I will ask for it as a alternate if one of those could not take it. Are there any takers on that? We don't need to make that in the motion, but
Amanda Dolph would love to.
on both cases?
Yes.
Just found out.
Okay.
So we don't need a motion for that?
No. I just like to have a backup.
No, it's in the record now, so she forgot. All right, item 11 is consideration of appointing.
Wait, what about that?
Oh, we didn't vote, I'm sorry. Any additional discussion? All those in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item 11, consideration of adopting school attorney. Suggested motion to appoint Throne Law for PC and Smith. How do you say that? Yeah. Howie, Rice, and Grove as school attorneys for the 2024 calendar year. Moved by Amanda, support by Tom. Discussion.
These are the current two legal firms that we use. True Law Firm is who we use on an everyday basis. The reason for Smith, Howie, Rice, and Rogue, it was a former attorney, although we've taken all that information and shared that with True. We have the documents. It is always nice, just in case some historical information is needed, to have them as a backup cases during the school.
How do, I may have asked this in the past, but is there a reason, do we seek other law firms to find out what their prices might be as opposed to just going with one every year?
We have, as far as in comparison to True. We look at some of the other big law firms around education. True is the one that we have went with and are comfortable with, I guess. They provide a large team to us in that process.
I have a question, but it's kind of off topic for this. For some of these like this, if we're gonna stay the same, could we have one motion that just says all of this stays the same? Is that possible?
Could add to the consent agenda.
I was gonna say like a consent agenda.
Just to
Is that
make
what
it
you're thinking?
easier at the,
Yeah.
like next year, or do we have, and I don't know that we do that right now, but just as we go forward, if that's
But if
possible.
there's a motion that I abstain from the banking, which would be within that, would I have to abstain from all of
Probably
that?
abstain from the consent agenda vote if it was added to the consent agenda.
What if a man doesn't want to be the fill-in?
Well, you'd have to figure that out beforehand.
There'd be objections, there'd be discussion.
Be a discussion.
We didn't have to
No
vote
longer
on
be
it, that's
considered
true.
agenda.
Would no longer be, we'd bring it out of consent agenda and we'd force a vote. So, or it could be really easy. I'm just thinking about it, so won't fix anything now. Any other additional discussion? All those in favor?
Yes. Yes.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item 12, consideration of appointing district auditors. The suggested motion is to appoint Bradevelt Hafner LLC as district auditors for the 2024 calendar year. Moved by Scott, support by Tom, discussion.
This is the auditor that we have used in the past. It has now been 10 years that we've used them. Obviously, they come twice a year to our board meetings here and talk to us, so I feel like they've done a nice job. And Stacy is the business director of business affairs.
All right, additional questions or discussion?
Nope, as long as Stacy likes someone they work well with her, we're good.
And I will tell you, they are half to 2/3 of the price of some of the larger firms. So I feel like we get a lot of value for expense there.
All those in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 13, select depositories for school funds and approval for investment of funds. Suggested motion to approve Shelby State Bank, Fifth Third Bank, and Michigan School District Liquid Asset Fund as depositories. Moved by Tom, support by Scott. Discussion.
These are the organizations that we put money into. I do want to make note, and Amanda said previously, she will abstain part of Shelby State Bank on this vote as well. But these are also Stacy Brown, Director of Business Affairs, that you would like to utilize their money with.
Okay. Additional discussion or questions?
We have another account with Harbor Lake, but that's the non-depositories. Is that true or we don't?
That's Shelby State Bank. It was the high school activity fund.
Okay, I was thinking that we had added.
For
that we had
convenience of
consolidated.
both.
Okay.
Any additional discussion? All those in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 14, designate the electronic transfer officer. So the suggested motion is to approve the Director of Business Affairs, Stacy Brown, as the electronic transfer officer in accordance with Neola Policy 6144. Moved by Scott, support by Tom, discussion.
So per policy 6144, we need to designate an electronic transfer officer. Makes sense that the Director of Business Affairs, Stacy Brown, is that individual.
Stacy, do you want to serve in that capacity? Okay. Any additional discussion? All those in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 15, consideration of approving employees authorized to use district credit cards. The suggested motion is to approve the employee list below as presented, as authorized to use the district credit cards to conduct district business. Do I need to read every one of those? Okay. Moved by Tom, support by Scott. Discussion.
These are the same individuals, employees that have had district credit cards in the past. We'll continue to have them utilize those cards. They are through a process of checks and balances that will reconcile not only at the building level, but then at the district office, central office as well.
Okay. Additional discussion. All those in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item 16, committee appointments. So we need to suggest a motion to approve the committee assignments as presented. We kind of need to decide who we want in the current committees or in the committees going forward into 2024.
Can we,
Do we do the motion first, Jeff?
Sure.
Okay.
Support.
Okay, discussion.
So, just as note, the employee community relations this past year was Cindy Francis, Gary Newbauer, Tom Johnson. Finance was Anna Dahl, Brett Rath, Amy Smith, Insight was Tom Johnson, Cindy Francis, Scott Weisheisen. Policy was Gary Newbauer, Anna Dahl, Amy Smith.
what was your motion?
The motion was to approve the committee assignments as presented. So that's how they were presented. So does anybody have any objection to serving in the same committees that they were on? Does anybody want to move committees? Or can we just leave things the same?
What do you guys think?
I'm good.
All right. All those in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item 17 is other actions. The suggested motion on the other actions is to approve the consent agenda as presented. All right, discussion. There's a whole list of stuff here.
I do not think we need to.
Okay.
Have discussion.
What's that?
Consent agenda, you have
Not really, we shouldn't, but it's just presented a bit of a different way.
Presented a different way. I just like to say thank you to Katie Mann and her administrative secretary duties. She is moving into a position at an elementary school where she'll enjoy a life that is more favorable to her children, and Carolyn Lash and her work in the transportation department.
Additional discussion? All those in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 18 is reports.
All right, let's start it out. January is a special month for you board members. It is Board Appreciation Month. So we do have some representatives here today. I'll let you choose the order that you would like to go. Yes, so Ann Shertam with our Mansfield organization.
Hi. Hello. I'll make this short because I think we all have someplace to be. I am a person who cut the cord on cable last week, and my husband is not happy right now. So we're in a little bit of trouble tonight. But I want to do this quick, but not too quick, because I do want to thank you for everything you guys do. We know this is sometimes a thankless job, and we all appreciate everything you guys do.
Thank you for everything you do.
Happy Appreciation Month.
Thank you, Ann.
You can't really.
These are Sheila Freddy specialties. Yes.
I will bring her
Nick
on.
Mills for you.
Thank you.
Awesome, thank you very much.
MTEA, Tyler Frank with MTEA.
Hi. We have met. I'm Tyler Frank. I teach history here at the high school on behalf of the Montague Teachers Education Association. We'd like to extend our deepest gratitude and heartfelt thanks to each member of the board for your unwavering dedication and tireless efforts in supporting the educational community. Your commitment to the betterment of Montague schools has not gone unnoticed. We are truly grateful for the countless hours you devote to making informed decisions that positively impact our students and their educators. So please accept this gift of White Lake Forest.
Thanks.
Thank you.
So on behalf of the administrative team, we'd like to thank you for your support of us, our teaching staff, our students. We have purchased some books on your behalf that we donated to all the libraries in the schools for our students to enjoy. So we just appreciate all the work that you do and the support that you give us here at Montague Schools. So thanks for all you do.
Thank you.
Also, please note, you do have a certificate of appreciation on behalf of MASB, Montague Area Public Schools. Thank you for your dedication to our children in public education and mission. I would also like to say thank you for all you do. Obviously, I know that it's additional duties and responsibilities, and you take on a big burden for all of those in this community, and you do take your job seriously and the work that you do, so we thank you for that. Moving on to our principal meaningful minute.
Sure.
Sandy.
Happy New Year, everyone. Hey, Happy New Year. It's the 8th, and I feel like I'm saying that a lot today. It's really great to see all of you back. Only 2 weeks of school after we last saw you, so limited activities, but we did hit the ground running today in terms of academics. We have our new groups in place from our DIBELS testing that took place in December, and teachers are working on updating report cards and getting grades in. At the elementary level, as you know, parents cannot see the grades, but there's a lot of communication in regards to how students are performing and progressing throughout the year. But we are tweaking our report cards just a little bit going into this first report card time. So just grammar and that kind of thing, not any content per se. So we're looking forward to the next couple of weeks and getting those done. Girls on the Run, as you know, is a program that is offered in elementary schools for 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade. And so I've met with the coaches that are going to be coaching at RRO, and they're excited to get that on going, and got early registration out, so we're hoping to get a full team that will be practicing starting in March. On Friday, December 15th, we hosted parents for the annual research fair, and if you're not familiar with that, that's 4th graders who research a topic or a location, and in this case, one group, they were researching different poetry, and the other group was working on the states and regions. So we presented those in electronic form to our parents on the 15th, so we have a lot of great presentations and a lot of parents in the building, which was nice. And then on Tuesday, the 19th of December, we hosted parents for our 5th grade Christmas concert. And like I said at the concert, it was like it reminded me of a Red Wing game at Joe Louis Arena, standing room only. They were all around the edges looking in. So we were a little worried moving it back to the building, but we had a really great crowd, and thanks to Steve and his technological skills in his department, they got the sound running, because when we first started doing it, the kids could not hear the sound because it was so loud. So we were able to last minute get some sound going, and it all worked out fine. So, and then last but not least, our youngsters at the MAC hosted Polar Express Day the day before we left on break. So they had a lot of different activities surrounding that book and movie. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but it's a favorite of most children. So they had a lot of fun activities to go into the winter break. And now we're back. And again, Happy New Year, and thanks again for all of your support. Appreciate it.
So since we saw you last in middle school, had their band and choir concerts. So those were a lot of fun to go watch there right before the holidays. It's always it's always cool to see the progression of the 6th grade to the seniors. They sound like as 6th graders when they sing, when they play their instruments, to what they sound like when they're in the high school band. So kind of cool to see that right in front of your eyes as they all go on. So big thanks to Scott Emmelander and Emma Greenwood for all of their work there. Great to see everybody back in the building today. Lots of staff and students were excited to see each other. Lots of sleepy students this morning. I think a lot of people weren't quite ready to get back up again. Today is the first day of our Winter Chew sports season, so we have wrestling and girls basketball that will be kicking off here very soon. We have our first ski club trip of the year. Looks like the snow is coming just in time. So January 19th, we've got we filled 1.5 buses full of middle school kids heading up to Cap Fay, and then the high school is going to fill the other half. So we'll have 110 kids from Montego going up skiing on January 19th. We have the end of the first semester here is Friday the 19th, so next Friday we're already at the halfway point of the school year, which seems kind of crazy. It's gone by that fast. And this really hits a really important academic stretch for us right here this time after Christmas through like midwinter break is a good 6-week stretch without many interruptions and breaks that it's really time to get after it academically, and so that's one of our big pushes here in the middle school.
All right, for the high school, we ended just before Christmas break with a whole school assembly. Wasn't quite sure how it would go, but went really well. We had some sing-alongs and did some of the things that I thought maybe only little kids would like, but they all loved it. And we also had hot cocoa, which they all loved. They dreamed it, so it was great. Last time we were here, I told you about 4 FFA students who were in the runnings for State Star. Blake Hermans actually is a finalist, and so he will be interviewed in January, and then the decisions will be made and announced at the state convention in the end of February. So that's very exciting. On December 18th, I actually got to go with DECA to Grand Valley for their district competition. Something I had never seen before. Very interesting to see all the teenagers wearing suits and heels. It was pretty cool. There were 11 competitors that we had that were individuals. Austin Mayer earned a medal for outstanding test score in Principles of Business Administration. Pretty impressive for a freshman. And then Charlotte Stewart earned a medal for her outstanding test score and top case study score in retail merchandise. And then we also had students place at districts and will be going to the state competition in March. Tyson Schattenberg and Lex Hansen were a team in financial services, Isaac Johnson in business finance, and Charlotte Stewart again in retail merchandise. So that was very exciting for them. And our Hope Squad, if you follow our Facebook page, you saw that they did some presentations during seminar just to kind of get the word out about who they are, what they're doing. Kids received that really well. They did a little lesson with them. It was great. Robotics started this past Saturday also. They got their game reveal, and so they have about 6 weeks to do their whole thing. So they have to design, build, test, and practice what they're going to do and how they're going to compete. And then, of course, we had our band concerts. We have exams next week, and the semester will end. And that's where we're at right now.
Thank you.
All right, on to superintendent comments. I got a couple new hires in the sports staff with John Burton, van driver for transportation. John comes with experience in driving both buses, CDL portions, so we'll be able to help in multiple facets. And then Dee Vanderstelt will be joining us again as a sub-bus driver, and she has been with the district previously as a driver as well. Other comments and information. Happy New Year! 2024 is upon us. Please make sure you're checking your email on the 2-factor authentication. That is you. You need to do that and have that done. It is happening quickly here. I believe it's the end of the week. If you need help or assistance, please let me know. What? I wasn't saying you. But check the email. It's real easy. Go through, just check the two, make your passwords. It's real nice and easy, but obviously making sure that we are safe as far as the technology is concerned is important. So please make sure you do that. I believe you'll get some reminder emails if you have not already, if it's not done. Emergency guide, I do want to show this. This is something that we're working on as a county, but with Chief Gale and some safety planning. But we will be putting these in each and every one of the classrooms. It says MASD up there. We're actually going to put our logo or maybe all the schools' logos within the county, but it'll provide as a place, an understanding for anyone within that classroom as far as shelter-in-place, secure modes, reunifications, and what it really does is gives information to those in that room, but then it also has some commonality and common language for all of us in the county in case of emergency situations. So we are excited about this, having these within all the classrooms. We've been working a lot as a county around safety planning with Chief Gale, former Chief Gale of the MAISD now, also Ms. Officer Ten Ho will be working on some things as we're looking to have some incident command information for our administrators and some of the work that we're doing as far as emergency operations plan here within the district. So we'll be updating as we move forward in that as well. We're also looking at the purchasing of some 800 megahertz radios, radio systems that would allow us to work across the county and for those emergency situations and purposes. They unfortunately are not very inexpensive, so we need to make sure that we're planning appropriately on that, but that will be something that is taking place throughout the county, and there will be not only some portable radios, but some yes, Tom, what's the name of the big system at a desk?
It's similar to the radios that from the car, like a two-way mobile radio. You got the handheld portables, and then you got the actual
base station. So we'll have a base station in every building here within the district, and then we'll have at least a portable radio, if not two, in each of the buildings as well. It allows for immediate response with 911 dispatchers, along with connections to law enforcement or ourselves within the building. So Kent County went through this process, and Ottawa and ourselves are moving forward in that process as well.
Does your pamphlet there, does that cover school buses also? If not, that might be a recommendation.
We'll look into that.
Something can happen on a school bus, just like down in the classroom.
As a district, we do have a planning council that has been working towards some school improvement work at both a building and a district level to create a district team. We also had some conversations around tweaking the strategic plan, which I will be bringing to you as a board. I mentioned that previously. We're working more of a STAR type model that has our mission and our core values, which then leads into really who we are as a district, providing a whole child experience, some information on community, professional integrity, systems and services, along with facilities and finance. So I'll be sharing that with you as well, but Planning Council has been working quite diligently at that, and I'm sure that on your way in, you might have seen the building. The performance gym is taking shape. So we do have some pictures on social media right now through the district page, but we'll be sharing those with you as well. Over the nice weather that we had previously really allowed the masons to get a lot of brick down and laid. So it is looking more and more like a gymnasium every day. So please take note of that as well. And that is it for superintendent comments.
All right, on to number 19, new business. Item A is consideration of approval to hire a new teacher at RRO. Suggested motion is to approve the hiring of Sandra Albright as a teacher at the RRO. Moved by Tom, support by Scott. Discussion.
Sandy does come to us from with plenty of years of experience from Ithaca. She is a veteran teacher and has provided a great start to our students. She is filling the role that Matthew Abel has left in his recent change, so we're excited to welcome Sandy.
Any additional discussion? All those in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item 19B is consideration of approval to hire executive administrative assistant, accounts payable specialist. The suggested motion is to approve the hiring of Michelle Culver as executive administrative assistant, accounts payable specialist.
So support.
Moved by Scott, support by Tom. Discussion.
We are so excited that Michelle is interested in joining us. She is a Montague graduate. She has plenty of experience in the administrative secretary role. She did hold that role over at Whitehall Public Schools previously. We are excited for her to join us.
Over to the right side of the river.
Welcome. Glad you came over here.
Coming back. Yeah, the right side.
Additional discussion? All those in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item C is Neola policies first reading. So Jeff?
Yes, this does not need to be voted on, but per legislation MCL 423.215 amended, this is a policy revision to our policy of 0122 board powers. And it's necessary due to the elimination of many topics from the list of prohibited subjects of bargaining. So in that legislation, the prohibited subjects of bargaining. So what we have done in this is the topics are no longer prohibited subjects and they have been deleted from this bylaw. So we've just crossed out. There is no change that we can make on our own. These are just a cross out of things that are no longer prohibited subjects of bargaining. The reason that we're doing it now and not with the whole packet is that it takes effect on February 13th. Our next board meeting is February 12th, so we needed to have the 2 meetings prior to this. There will be other things around these prohibited subjects of bargaining that we will address in future meetings that speak to each one specifically. This is basically saying that the board has the authority based on statute to make decisions regarding the following subjects without resort to prior bargaining. So all these prohibited subjects have to be bargained at the table moving forward rather than saying that they did not have to do it. So check it out, take a close look at it before our conversations. But like I said, this is based upon legislation MCL 423.215.
Okay. Any additional questions? All right, item 20 is adjournment. Need a motion?
I would move to adjourn.
Moved by,
Sorry.
what's that? Moved by Cindy, supported by Tom or Scott? Supported by Tom. Discussion? All those in favor, stand up. Motion passed.
Students, bring your agendas forward. You'll need 2 signatures to make sure you're getting credit for that. Board members, make sure you check out your 2-factor.
We need the closed minutes back.
Need a view.